Good morning everybody. Welcome to Tuesday morning, Embodied Beliefs this morning we're going to be diving into. We'll just wait another couple of moments just to see if people are jumping online with us. I've jumped on a little bit early, a couple of minutes earlier, so we'll see who is joining us this morning. Those of you, hey Gemma! Those of you who are already on, Becky, good morning. Those of you who are already on, if you don't already, Lilia, grab a journal. We're going to be doing, hey Ayumi, we're going to be doing some journaling this morning, so take a moment to grab a pen and paper. If you haven't already, you might want to do that. We're going to be doing some journaling. And also a reminder, I've popped the Spotify playlist up. I've been putting it in the event, so I created an event, the Spotify, hey Kate, the Spotify playlist is in the event, but then I've been sharing it just on my Hope Wellness and my Sasha Hope. So you can check, I normally put it up reasonably late because I'm sort of prepping in the evening, but you can check it in the morning and you can download it if you want to. You might find it distracting, you might just want to, hey Kyla, you might find it too distracting. So those of you who are joining us just now, grabbing a pen and paper if you don't have a pen and paper already. So grabbing that, because we're going to start with some journaling, this morning. Over this period of time, yesterday we tapped into this heart space and we looked at our field that the heart generates, this electromagnetic field, and we talked about the bidirectionality of that heart field, the information that we receive and that we put out, and we did some, through our movement and our breath, we did some clearing of that field. So this morning, what we're going to be doing, now that we've sort of cleared out other people's stuff, good morning Dawn, now that we've cleared out other people's things and stuff, this energy that we can carry, especially if we're empaths, like we pick up other people's energy, then this morning we're going to be looking at, hi Michelle, we're going to be looking at what is happening for us. This is a really beautiful opportunity over this time to really be witnessing what are the belief structures within ourselves that are dissolving so that we can create this new reality that we're all talking about, and we all kind of know this is a shift and change. There's a lot shifting and changing, which can be part of why, the waves, right? So some of us were like, I'm loving this downtime, it's really nice, and then there's different waves that come through, right, of like, oh, but how long is this going to go on for, and all of the unknown, the uncertainty, and the way this is going to impact our life, because we know it's not just us in New Zealand, we know this is a global thing. So there can be a lot of uncertainty. So this morning's practice, Embodied Beliefs, we're going to take some time to really look at what is going on within us, because we know what's going on out there. We can jump online, we can see it, we can overload ourselves with information. But what's more important, because we are all individually, collectively creating the whole, and we're all individually, collectively creating this new reality that's going to happen. So what we do now and how we are with it, and the energy and the beliefs that we're able to dissolve, matter. So after that little spiel, so take your pen and paper. If you haven't already, those of you who've just jumped on, grab a pen and paper. We're going to spend 5 minutes just having a little look at this, diving into this. So with your pen and paper, I just want you to take a moment to write down everything that you're feeling at the moment. And, the good and the bad, and just take 5 minutes, and you might want to start doing this daily. It's an invitation for you, just to write down what's happening for you, the good, the bad, the waves, the emotions. So just take a couple of minutes to do that. And knowing that, of course, this obviously you're in the safety of your own home, so you can write whatever, and we're not gonna share it. You're not in a class with me, so I'm not gonna make you share it with a partner. This is just for you. This is just a journaling practice for you. And if you don't have a journal in front of you, you could just sit with it. But journaling, it like motorizes it, kind of gets it out. I find in my own, like when feelings can come overwhelming, just motorizing it, getting it out. So writing down exactly all the things that you're feeling at the moment. Those of you who've just joined, pen and paper, we're just taking some time to write all the things that we're feeling. It's going through our body, mind, the container of ourselves at the moment. This opportunity over this time to really dive into us. You know, we've been given this opportunity. It's like this pause. It's almost like this is what's being asked of us, to dive into us. So what is it that you're feeling? And I'm sure it's a number of things. And then I want you to really hone in at the moment. What is your greatest fear with this? Maybe you have no fear at all, but most of us, it's kind of just it's a very natural human mechanism that keeps us safe. And it's useful to acknowledge what is there for us so it's not overrunning us. So what is your greatest fear with what is happening at the moment in the world, in our country, and in our own lives? What is your greatest fear? And it may be a number of things. It might not just be one thing. It may be a number of fears that you've got happening. And you can list all the fears that you might have at the moment. It might be more than one. No doubt it is. All the fears. It's an opportunity to really face into them, to really see what's just underneath the surface for us. Beautiful. And then this is a short journaling. I mean, we've got 45 minutes. This is a lot to fit in 45 minutes. We may go a little bit longer. And out of those fears, what is your deepest fear? So the list of fears that you wrote, maybe it was one, but maybe it was a list. Out of the list, if you wrote a list, what's the number one? Like, highlight it, put a circle around it, just so that you get to know it. A couple more reflection exercises. So this fear, the deepest fear that you've got, like the number one that really kind of stands out for you. How else, what are the feelings around it? How else does it make you feel? What are the other feelings around it? So those of you who have just joined, we're writing down all our fears. We're just writing, how we're feeling, what our fears are, what our deepest fear is at the moment, and how we feel around that. Like, what is that? What else? So we're feeling fearful about uncertainty with finances, uncertainty around our health, uncertainty around loved ones, uncertainty around if everyone's committing to this as much as what needs to be committed to. There'll be a lot for various different people. And then what else? How does that make you feel, that fear? The feelings, so not the thought patterns of outward, like I'm, those people over there. It's like, this is my fear, and then what are the emotions that are also with that? And that makes me, my fear is that people are not really taking this seriously, and then it's going to carry on for ages, and then that makes me feel sad, or it makes me feel overwhelmed, or it makes me feel unempowered. What is it for you? Nice. And then we'll take a moment to just let that writing settle. So just letting that writing settle down. You can come back. You probably will have some space during the rest of the day. So just come back to the body, so putting our pen and paper down and coming back in and just sitting with that. We are going to start moving soon, so we're going to start moving this through soon. But just coming, so finding a comfortable seat and just coming into the container of you. And just becoming aware of these feelings and these emotions. If I asked you where they sat in your body, where do they sit? And you can maybe place a hand there in your body. Right, so the things with beliefs and the subconscious mind, it's not in the head, it's throughout this entire body-mind. And it will be often particularly located in one part of the body. So where in your body this fear and the emotions, get really clear on the emotions that you're feeling, and where do they sit in your body. So these fears that we have over this time, the emotions that are with it, where does that sit in your body? And then we're going to open our eyes. We're just going to allow that to settle for a moment as we come into a little bit of practice so that we can build the resource within us, the container with us to ground and to be able to hold these emotions that are coming so that we are our own resource. So this morning's practice, what I'm taking you through is often what I do in a theta healing or embodied belief coaching session, where we start to look at what's happening in the subconscious. What's arising right now, and the feelings, they're potent because they'll be little beliefs or things that have genuinely been with us our whole life that are holding us back from being meeting this with the fullest potential that we can and we have and we will. So allowing that to settle, and then we'll come on to our mats. I'm going to start playing some music. And I'm going to start with the I've sort of shifted around the playlist a little bit, so I don't know if that's going to come up for you guys, but I'm going to start with the track Glow, just so you know if you're going to play your music with me. Alrighty. And then just come to standing on your mats, so standing towards the front of the mat. In Samasti Tahi, all over body awareness. So we're recognizing where these feelings and these beliefs sit in our body. But we're now like a camera zooming out, and we're becoming aware of our whole body, our feet, our legs, our pelvis, our spine, our shoulders trickling down to our arms and fingertips. And the head that rests on top of the floating spine. And then this breath that animates us, that grounds us, that calms us, right? Because these layers of selves, the body, the mind, the beliefs, they're all interrelated. So we come back to the breath, and it helps us just come out of the beliefs a little, or the emotion a little bit more. So we're going to start to do breath and movement. Inhaling, rise your arms up for 4 counts. And then exhale the hands down the middle for 8 counts. Simply repeat that 3 more times. So inhale for 4 counts. Exhale for 8 counts. Take 2 more, and using this movement and this breath just to settle, to calm the nervous system back into this rest and digest, or this ability to be creatively responsive. We're going to add a little bit more movement. So on the next inhale, rise the arms up for 4. And then exhale, fold forward for 8. We're going to come into a very basic sun salute with this ratio. Inhale for 4. Exhale, step back for 8 counts. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rippling forward to your plank, 4. And then slow lower. You can drop onto knees if it's a bit much. Inhale, rising to cobra or upward facing dog for 4. Exhale, downward facing dog for 8. Inhaling, bend your knees, walk, step, jump your feet to your hands for 4 counts. Exhale, folding forward for 8. Inhale, rising for 4. Exhale to the heart for 8. And then we simply repeat, very simple, Easeful flow. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Inhaling for 4. Stepping back to your downward facing dog for 8. Inhale forward to your plank for 4, rippling. A long, slow exhale. You can drop down onto your knees if you need for 8 counts. Inhale up, dog or cobra. Exhale, 8 counts back to your downward facing dog. So a very slow, steady. Right, when we have emotion arising, coming back to the breath and taking simple, slow, steady, intentional movement. Inhale, walking forward for 4. Exhale, folding. 8. Inhale, rising. Exhale, lowering. One more round, just like that, with the breath, the whole body. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhaling for 4. Exhale, that slow exhale to downward dog for 8 counts. Rippling forward. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 8 counts, breathing here. And then bending your knees and walking your feet to your hands. Exhale, that long, slow fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And now with the steadiness, it's almost like with our mind, we've zoomed out like a camera to be able to hold what it is that's moving through us. Come back to that feeling of that fear and then the emotions around it and where that was in your body or where it's held in your body. And just bring your hands to that area. Remember, you guys can all see me, I can't see you, so it's very safe to explore this morning. So where in your body predominantly are these feelings, this fear, where does it sit? And just noticing what that feels like in the body. Like, does it feel tight? Does it feel contracted? Does it have sort of a vibration and movement? Does it have a color? Just take the time to tap into it. And this time, as we move through that exact same sun salute, just keep your mind in this area of the body. So just noticing how it impacts your movement. And the thing is with these emotions that are stuck in the tissue of our body, they'll always be there impacting it. We're just often not aware. So we're taking the time to really acknowledge it. So this energy, these beliefs, these fears that are held in the body, what do they feel like in the body? And then on the next inhale, rising the arms up. And then exhale, same movement, same breath ratio. So as you move through this simple sun salute, noticing where this fear and the emotions sit in the body, downward facing dog, and how it impacts your movement. How that tightness or that heaviness or that nervousness, how it impacts the body. Lowering slowly, 8. How it impacts maybe the breath. You can notice now that we've brought more attention onto it. Downward facing dog. Take a round of breath here in your downward dog so you can really feel it. And then on your next inhale, come to the front of your mat. Exhale, folding in. And the inhale, rising up. And exhale, bring your hands down to the heart space. And then back to this area of your body where you can feel it. The vibration, the texture of it, the flavor of it. Just noticing how it is in your body. And then again, inhale. We're going to make our way to downward facing dog. Folding forward. 8 counts with the breath. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your vinyasa, inhale for 4. Exhale, lower. Rising, downward dog. And we're going to rise our right leg up to 3-legged dog. We've still got our presence on where this feels in our body. Exhale, the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Drop your back knee, sweep your right arm forward and spiral up and open. Maybe catching the back leg, but maybe that's a bit much at the moment. Exhale, releasing down. Hand comes onto the inside, right foot shuffles back in, straighten your back leg, ground your back heel and open to Trikonasana. Yeah, nice. Reach the left arm up and over. So we're just creating some more space in the body before we dive into the next exploration of the energy. Turn your left toes out. We're going to sweep forward and come into a Skandasana. If that's too much to lower, you can just be here like this. Yeah. So maybe here, Skandasana, left arm rises. Very nice. From here, coming down through Goddess Squat. Turning your right toes out. We're going to reach the right hand forward and rise up to half moon. You're going to exhale, bring your feet down together, bend your knees, and ripple and rise up through your spine. Exhale, hands to the heart, and then just touch back in onto the body where this feeling, this fear, and these emotions sit. So we keep coming back in. We're opening the body, we're broadening the container through the breath, through the awareness, and now just creating a little bit more space through the tissue. Inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, stepping back, downward facing dog. The left leg rises to three-legged dog. The left foot steps to the outside of the left hand. The back knee drops. The left arm reaches forward and spirals open. Breathing here, maybe catching the back foot, maybe just here. Your choice. Unwinding, left hand comes down. Heel toe the left foot in. Tuck your back toe, straighten your back leg. I'm going to turn my back to you. Trikonasana. Right arm reaches all the way over. We keep moving. We sweep down and through. Turning the right toes out. Skandasana. Right arm reaches. We come back down. We arrive in goddess squat together. The left toes turn out to the front of the mat. The left hand reaches. We rise up to half moon pose. We turn the hips, we bring the feet together. We bend the knees and we ripple up through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale, hands to the heart, come back to this place in the body where you can feel this energy, beliefs, emotions. We're going to repeat that flow exactly the same, and we're going to allow a little bit more creative freedom of this energy to start moving, to give it a little bit more of a voice. Inhale, rise, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. You're doing well. There's a lot of information I'm giving you this morning. Inhale, ripple, long spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises to three-legged dog. Right foot steps to the outside of the right hand, back knee drops. Inhale, right arm reaches and sweeps. Exhale, release. Right hand down. Right toes come in a little bit more. Tap your back toe. Ground the back heel open to Trikonasana. Left arm sweeps up and over. We come forward. We turn the left toes out to Skandasana. The left arm reaches. If you're right down in Skandasana, you could just be in skater's pose. And then coming back to your goddess squat. Have a listen from here. You're going to pulse side to side. And you're going to tap into that feeling in your body. And you're going to let it begin to move. So this energy, this fear, emotions are just energy. Often not in motion. So we're giving it a bit of motion. So take a moment to pulse side to side. To let it ripple. You could come all the way up. And just let it have a little bit of movement. Close your eyes, go within. Nobody else is watching. And how does it move? So this fear and this maybe this overwhelm, this sadness, this uncertainty that sits in the body, how does it want to move? And then when you're ready, we arrive in forward bend together. Maybe half moon pose. This can be a challenge to re-find your balance. To standing, Uttanasana, to ripple up. Rising arms up through space. Tapping back in, hands down, feet hip width apart to this part of your body. And just again allow it to have a little bit of movement here. How does it want to move? And as you begin to move it, you may have memories that come up to a place that's earlier than here. So often our programmed responses have come from early in our childhood. Let that be with you now as well. Now, those of you who are in this, you may just want to carry on moving in free movement. Those of you who want to keep with the asana will repeat, creating asana and space. Inhale, rising, exhale, folding. Inhale, ripple, long spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg rises to three-legged dog. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. Drop your back knee, left arm reaches forward, spiraling. Coming back and around, left toes come in. Straighten the back leg, ground the back heel, Trikonasana. Right arm rises up and over. Turning the right toes out, Skandasana, right arm reaches. And then coming to this goddess squat. And you can pulse up and down, you can let your body move around. So we're just allowing this energy that gets stuck in the body to have a little bit of emotion or motion. Letting it breathe and move. And then you can either stay here moving or you can join us in half moon. Left toes turn out, left hand reaches, we rise to half moon. Feet down, meeting, nice. Rippling up through your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, rising up. Hands to the area of your body where that energy is sitting. And again, you can let it have a little bit of movement if you wish. It'll have a sort of rhythm and a texture, any memories from childhood that arise. And we're going to repeat one more time. Inhale, rising, folding, rippling, downward dog, right leg rises, right foot to the outside of the right hand. And again, you can follow this flow or you can just let yourself be taken into free movement. You may just be letting the feelings ripple through in the container of asana. The memories of other times that you felt these emotions. And there may be tears, there may be emotion that comes through. Keep breathing with it. Rippling, breathing. As we move between form or asana and the creative, intuitive, free, feminine movement. Emotion flowing. And we keep acknowledging the memories. When asked, have you felt this in your life? How old were you? What was happening in your life at that time? Second side. Maybe during that time in your life, there wasn't somebody that was there for you in the way that you needed to be, with these overwhelming emotions. Left leg rises, left foot lands. Take a moment to pause here. If you're still with me, you can let some spirals happen, some pulses. And then when you're ready, the right hand down, the left arm circles. And around, Trikonasana. Back heel lifts, open. Skandasana. And then letting yourself move in this goddess squat. You can pulse up and down. You could move side to side. It doesn't have to look pretty. That feeling, these emotions. If you're ready, meet us in half moon pose. And rising up. Hands down to the heart, into the body. Coming back. The greatest fear of this moment, the emotions that are with that, the feeling of that in the body, you can let it move. Maybe some earlier memories from childhood of these same emotions. How do we let them move through us? So that the energy can be transmuted and offered back to the greater whole. When you're ready, rise the arms, making your way to downward facing dog. Coming down onto your knees. And come back, sitting bones to heels, to kneeling. And then just to connect into your body. Feeling it pulse and move. And I invite you to you as the adult, if your younger self, your younger child is with you with these feelings that you felt before, I invite you as the adult to come with her or him and just to be with her or him and let her or him know that you're there. Right hand down, left hand up as you spiral up and over. And you spiral around. Left hand down, right hand up, come back to center. Bring your hands forward, palms meet at shoulder height, and then wrap your arms around yourself. A gentle little hug. A hug to you and a hug to your younger self. Inhale, rise up onto the knees, spiral the arms open, let the fingers drape. And coming back down. Simply repeat, right hand down, left hand up. Just being with this younger aspect of self, or even yourself now that feels these feelings. To the other side. rising up through center, palms to meet, hands onto shoulders, a little hug. A rising up. A spiraling open. And then simply repeat that movement sequence one more time. Or anything else that you feel your body is calling to help mobilize this emotion, this energy. So as the movements, it's like they cleanse and purify, and they let the rivers of the emotion flow again so that the body has greater clarity and freedom. Nice, beautiful. Take a moment to melt forward here into Anahatasana, sitting bones high, heart melting. You can let the spine ripple and pulse if you wish. And then come to laying on your belly with your arms out in front of you, full body pranam. Your forehead is resting on the earth, your palms are reaching out in front of you. Your belly is breathing into the belly of the earth. And as you breathe here, just taking a moment to pause in this journey we've been on together this morning. And these fears, these emotions, these memories that can arise from childhood, a courageous dive in. And as you breathe here, taking 5 more breaths on your belly, I just want you to imagine that anything that you know is not serving you, that you wish to let go of, any belief, any insight that you've had, just to offer it here, imagining it being released to the earth, or to the sky, or to fire, or to water. And then bring your hands back by your lower lungs, pushing back to child's pose. Rippling up through your spine, so just come to kneeling, hands to the heart. And we're simply going to repeat that bathing, that clearing one more time. And you can imagine you as the adult and you as your younger self, if that younger self is still with you, offering this. So we inhale, rise up. You exhale, fold forward. You inhale, scoop through. Laying your heart on the earth. Offering that which is not serving you. This poignant moment in time is about letting go of structures, old, outdated structures, and we can only allow that to be within us. We can only work on us, letting them go, offering them to the elements. Hands come back to the lungs. Child's pose. And then bring your hands back to your hearts. And take a moment to come to sitting cross-legged with your right leg in front. You can be where you are or move to the middle of the mat. We're simply just going to twist to finish. Right hand to left outer knee. Just spiraling here. And just checking in with yourself now, how you're feeling. How your younger self is feeling, if that younger self has been with you this morning. And changing sides for the twist. Checking in on that part of your body that was feeling tight or agitated or heavy. Is there any more freedom there? Back to center, hands on your knees, as we breathe here, there's an opportunity. If you want to come into Shavasana, you can come into Shavasana, or maybe you want to come back to doing some more writing here. The step-by-step process that we've been through this morning to help transform and transmute these old structures, to release that stagnant old energy and transmute it and to transform it into energy that can then be used for greater potential. We did this through accessing the feelings and the thoughts. We created a little bit of a container so that we could hold ourselves through expanding our breath and building the witness. We felt the energy in the body, where it sat, how it moved, what it felt like. We let it move. We let younger parts of self weave back into our heart and our soul, into this current time. And then we offered any out beliefs to the elements that were ready to be released. This is a journey that you can do again and again. It's a toolkit for you as you go through this journey, as we all go through this journey together. I'll write it down for you in a post so you can come back to it and know how to be with it. And if you touched in this morning on something big and something overwhelming, I'm here, reach out to me. And I am seeing clients online for a reduced rate at the moment. So if you feel like you need a session, if you feel like it was really quite big and you need some help processing it, then you can reach out and I'll give you a session. So take care of yourself, take what you need, a long Shavasana, some more writing, some more free movement perhaps. Thank you for joining me this morning, beautiful souls, courageous souls. That was a deep dive into the feeling sense of what's going underneath the layers. Tomorrow we're going to meet and explore this feminine energy that we can feel, I feel, on a collective that's coming through, the softness, the pausing, the ability to tap in greater to our intuitive self. we'll be doing some work with that tomorrow morning. So please join me again and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. So much love to you all. I can feel you in my heart. I'm coming in to turn it off.